Welcome to UA Live. We are broadcast production students at Upper Arlington High School learning how to produce news programming for an audience.
Today, the show looks at some of the big stories in the news this month. The East Palestine, Ohio train derailment occurred on February 3rd. The train was carrying chemicals such as vinyl chloride and butyl acrylate, and the derailment resulted in those chemicals being released to prevent a potential explosion and additional destruction. A clinic is being set up in East Palestine to address citizens' concerns.
On Monday, February 6th, an earthquake struck Syria and Turkey at a magnitude of 7.8. This disaster has taken the lives of more than 50,000 people. Some 95 nations and 16 international organizations have pledged aid to Turkey through GoFundMe efforts.
BU Turkish Student Association raised more than $15,000 as of mid-February. The funds collected go directly to Bridge to Turkey Fund, which is collectively raising $5 million for the search and rescue efforts. Save the Children organization in both Turkey and Syria are working to provide support to children as cold weather rises.
Student groups at Upper Arlington High School raised more than $1,000 the week of February 13th selling Turkish bracelets to aid earthquake relief in Turkey and Syria. The local Turkish jewelry store Caravan, located on North High Street, donated bracelets to be sold at Upper Arlington High School during the lunch periods, with 100% of sales supporting earthquake relief.
During President's Day week, Upper Arlington High School Students Council collected approximately $3,500 during their Change to Make a Change campaign to go towards earthquake relief efforts. All proceeds are going towards the Syrian American Medical Society.
Students and staff at Upper Arlington schools have committed to continuing efforts to learn about the devastation in Syria and Turkey and serve through additional fundraisers the remainder of the school year.
Other ways to support relief efforts are the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, Doctors Without Borders, Syrian Medical Society, UNICEF, White Helmets, and many more. The Federal Trade Commission recommends doing research before giving to charity organizations.
The annual Upper Arlington High School musical hit the stage on Valentine's Day and ran through Sunday, February 19th. The production of Beauty and the Beast included close to 60 students involved in the cast and crew. The final day of the show even included a special appearance of the Upper Arlington High School facility dog, Ferris. Lily Webb reports on what happens behind the scenes of the musical production.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm a senior at the high school, and I am production stage manager for Beauty and the Beast this year. This is my fourth year being involved in the musical. It's backstage. I've done tech crew for all 4 years. And I've been a part of Cinderella, Something Rotten was my sophomore year, 32nd Street, and then this year is Beauty and the Beast.
Hi, I'm Becca. I'm a senior. I've been doing tech crew for 4 years, and I'm excited that we're doing Beauty and the Beast this year.
So my name is Ryan. I'm a senior in high school, and basically my job for tech crew is I basically do run crew. I'm on stage and we're having all these props and we're moving them back and forth.
We run all the behind the scenes stuff that you obviously don't see during the show, like spotlights, lighting in general, mics, sound control, sets, all the backdrops that we fly in and out.
Students musicians also participated in the musical by playing in the pit orchestra. The Upper Arlington Orchestra program also gives its students the opportunity to showcase their skills to qualified judges. Here's a look at the OMEA solo and ensemble contest this year.
The Upper Arlington High School Orchestra program creates amazing opportunities for the students involved. None of these opportunities would be possible without the amazing orchestra teachers.
I came into the district in 1995. I was a long-term sub at Hastings for the orchestra. And then the next year they offered me a job to stay here. At the time, my friend, John Delleman, was here, and the string program was very small. They had one orchestra at the high school. I was excited about the opportunity to build a bigger program with my friend John.
One opportunity for these students is solo and ensemble. Students can enroll in a competition held at Reynoldsburg Summit High School as a part of an ensemble or as a soloist to perform for judges.
OMEA, which is the Ohio Music Education Association, puts that on every year, both at the middle school and high school level. Students who take private lessons are welcome to play solo. Ensembles are important because it puts students in smaller groups, we're able to give them a little bit more individual instruction. It forces them to work hard, because when you are 12 or 14 on a part in your section, you can hide a little bit, but when there's only one or two of you on a part, you have to know what you're doing. And this past Saturday, we had multiple students, both soloists and ensembles from symphony and concert, participate in OMEA solo and ensemble contest.
On competition day, the soloists and ensembles are expected to get there about 1 hour before their performance time to practice. Once performed, they wait for their scores ranging from 1 for superior all the way to 5. This is Skylar Burkle reporting for the WARL. The UAHS program also offers students the opportunity to participate in musical performance trips every 2 years.
As part of Governor DeWine's 2-year budget proposal, kids under 16 years old will need parental consent to use social media apps such as TikTok and Instagram. They will be tasked with making a splash page to verify the user's age and contains the consent from a parent or guardian.
Lieutenant Governor John Husted said they then need to send a written confirmation to parents to ensure students aren't circumventing the system. This process would apply to new accounts, but a Husted spokeswoman said John Husted is open to new accounts as well as active accounts reviewed.
10TV reported on a parental suicide by firearm that occurred inside Pickerington Ridgeview Junior High School Thursday, February 2nd, where a student's mother and stepfather were in the school in regards to a non-criminal school-related situation involving the student. During that meeting, altercations between the stepfather and a possible criminal violation that he faced escalated quickly. School administration notified law enforcement. When the police arrived, the adult took his own life.
Pickerington schools were closed Friday, February 3rd through Tuesday, February 7th. Counseling support was available for students, family, and staff members. Under Ohio and federal gun laws, a person may not carry a concealed handgun into a school, school building, school premises, school activity, and a school bus. A school includes everything up to the property boundary.
At Pickerington's school board meeting on Monday, February 13th, Pickerington Schools Superintendent Dr. Chris Briggs recognized the collaboration between the schools and police. Officer Mallory Lash was also recognized and applauded.
During President's Day weekend, Columbus City Schools installed scanners at all the district high school entrances to detect weapons. Since the start of the school year, Columbus City Schools has recovered 17 guns. WSXY reported on February 22nd that Groveport Madison Schools held a special meeting to propose installation of a metal detector after gun instances in the district last year.
President Biden announced plans to drop COVID-19's pandemic status on May 11th. Now researchers at the University of California, Davis fear that another virus is on the rise. Valley fever is an infection caused by breathing in spores of a fungus called coccidioides. The symptoms of valley fever tend to mimic those of COVID-19. Valley fever cases are at the highest in the Southern California and Arizona regions, and scientists predict that the illness could potentially spread to other regions.
And now to Grace with sports.
Welcome to sports. I'm Grace.
And I'm Caitlin. Here's a look at the Upper Arlington High School winter sports teams. Wrap up their season.
Both the boys and girls swim and dive teams placed second in the Ohio High School State Championships.
The boys fell short to Cincinnati St. Xavier, and the girls fell just 10 points short of Dublin Durham. Some highlights include senior Grant Gooding winning the 100 breast and just missing the state record by 100 of a second.
The girls won the 200 medley relay and the 200 freestyle relay. Sophomore Hayden Hollingsworth capped off an impressive season with a first place, and the Bears playoffs began Saturday, February 18th. After the first bye round for the Bears, they won the second round 1-0 against Jerome and won the 50 freestyle and third place in the 100-yard fly.
The ice hockey Bears fell to Orangetangi Liberty 10-1 on Saturday, March 4th during district finals. This is the third year in a row that the Golden Bears advanced to districts. The team graduated 12 seniors and ended the run towards the Frozen Four state ice hockey tournaments.
UA has fallen to number 2 ranked in the state, Olentangy Liberty, 4 times this season. 2 of the 4 games have been 1-goal games. UA's path to the district was challenging this year. Looking back to the third round of the playoffs, the Bears beat Olentangy Berlin 2-1. The Bears have proven they were able to make it to finals without last year's valuable seniors. In state semifinals the past 2 years, the Bears lost to Toledo St. Francis 2-1 in double overtime last season, and Lakewood St. Edward 3-0 in 2021.
Here's a look back at earlier games this season against Orangetangi Liberty.
On January 20th, the boys hockey team hosted their Hockey Fights Cancer Night. It consisted of a pregame team high five and spirit tunnel before each period, locker room tour for fibs and parents, the UA Pep Band, Pond Hockey 2023 information, and free skate was held from 9:30 to 10:30 with the ice hockey players. During the second intermission, there was a chuck-up puck contest where many fans gathered and celebrated the lives of those fighting cancer. The Golden Bears are currently ranked 9th and fell 2-6 against Olentangy Liberty, who are ranked 2nd in the state. The Hockey Bears will continue to finish off their season and compete in their CBJ Cup. With upcoming talent, the Ice Hockey Bears aim to win districts and beat Liberty next season.
The wrestling team claimed their 5th straight sectional team championship on February 25th with 3 individual champions. Luke Stricker weighing in at 157, Andrew Myers in 120, and Will Strickland weighing in at 126. 10 individual Golden Grapplers advanced to the districts at Healer Derby on Friday, March 3rd. Where junior Andrew Myers advanced to the state wrestling tournament and sophomore Will Strickland finished 5th to claim the state alternate position, which is March 10th through the 12th at OSU.
The Gymnastics Bears competed at the District Invitational and ended their season with an overall high team score of 132.80. Amelia Pearson scored the highest all-around at the meet with 34.025.
Girls basketball lost 23rd to 36 on Wednesday against Olentangy Liberty in the 3rd round of tournament play, closing out their season with a 17-7 record. Their highest score game was 61 points. This year, the girls had 3 seniors, Charlotte Reinke, Greta Lennonhart at forward, and team captain Salome Brooks playing guard.
The boys basketball team ended their season in February with a loss against Licking Heights 37-54. The boys had 5 seniors this year: Jack Lowe, Will Barger, Kyle Kegler, Rocco Pratty, and Joey Harder.
That's it for sports. In April, we'll have updates on 10 varsity spring teams at Upper Arlington High School.
A trio of musical performances dropped before kickoff at Super Bowl 57 on Sunday, February 12th. Emmy Award-winning actress Cheryl Lee Ralph, known for her role as teacher Barbara Howard in the comedy series Abbott Elementary, performed Lift Every Voice and Sing.
The song was first performed in public 100 years before, originally written by NAACP leader James Weldon Johnson in 1900. His brother James Rosamond Johnson composed the music for the lyrics. According to the NAACP website, the song was prominently used as a rallying cry during the civil rights movement during the 1950s and 1960s.
Then 12-time Grammy Award-winning recording artist, songwriter, and producer Babyface performed America the Beautiful strumming an acoustic guitar, followed by 8-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter, guitarist, and producer Chris Stapleton performing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Rihanna performed the halftime show at Super Bowl 57, which consisted her biggest hit songs and her pregnancy reveal.
NBC News reported that R-Mark Food Service has been accused of racial insensitivities again after students at Nyack Middle School in New York were served chicken and waffles and watermelon for dessert on the first day of Black History Month. R-Mark voiced apologies after students and parents pointed out the racial stereotypes the menu reinforced.
R-Mark has been behind similar menus on past holidays celebrating people of color. In 2011, they served chicken and waffles at the University of California on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. In 2018, they served barbecue ribs, cornbread, collard greens, and watermelon-flavored water during Black History Month at New York University.
R-Mark claims these menu items were planned by 2 individuals without consulting school advisors or cultural groups. Despite their apologies, many schools and universities have cut ties with R-Mark. During February, Tremont Library in Upper Arlington displayed their periodic table of Black History Month in their youth department. It was open to the public during regular library hours with interactive displays and activities to teach others about Black Americans who made history in the United States.
Skylar takes a look at what Upper Arlington City Schools has done to honor and recognize Pleasant Litchford and his contributions to our community.
Surrounded by parking lots, practice fields, and the UA High School, the Litchford Plaza stands in the middle of it all. This memorial creates a convenient pathway as well as a beautiful sight people can witness to get a taste of Upper Arlington history. During the construction of the brand new high school, construction workers made sure to avoid the cemetery and block it off to respectfully keep the area safe from any debris. Chris Potts, the Chief Operating Officer for Upper Arlington City Schools, explains the history of this memorial and why it's important.
So the memorial is dedicated to Pleasant Litchford and those that were buried in that cemetery.
Pleasant Litchford established a school for Black children and was a founding member of the historic Second Baptist Church. Building this memorial was a project that the city felt needed to happen.
I think the inspiration really is it's the right thing to do.
Before he passed away in 1879, Pleasant Litchford built a cemetery for Black residents.
Our school board felt strongly that back in the 1950s, when the first high school was built, the cemetery was moved to different locations, but there was a book written that talked about whether or not all the bodies were removed. And so this school district was dedicated to doing the right thing and making sure that there weren't any bodies left to honor our past in the right way.
The history was ignored for decades, but now UA schools officials are focusing on adding lessons about Pleasant Litchford into elementary curriculum. Chris Potts talks about the process of the building on this memorial.
What we did is we worked with our design team to understand the borders of the cemetery. The focus was to make sure that we weren't paving over sacred ground, but instead we were honoring that sacred ground. The end product today is this park area that outlines the borders of where the cemetery stood. So really what we're waiting on right now is signage, and we are working closely with Moody Nolan, who is an architect here in town, who was part of our project here. They have agreed to pay for the signage.
This memorial will be an important part of the city, with the school district, historical society, and the city overall contributing towards the plaza.
We are working on signage that will tell the story of that park, and so those who visit the park will understand the significance and the special meaning that it has.
This is Skylar Burkle reporting for the WARL.
On February 15th, Rita Smith, a local historian and founding chair of the James Preston Poindexter Foundation, spoke to an audience at the public library about James Preston Poindexter's history. Reverend Poindexter was the first Black Columbus City Council member and was a conductor of the Underground Railroad.
The drama sci-fi film Linoleum, starring Jim Gaffigan as Cameron Edwin, opened in select theaters throughout the country on Friday, February 24th.
The film was in Columbus for one night last spring, where it opened for the Cinema Columbus Film Festival. With a successful debut across the film festival circuit, Linoleum is back in town where the award-winning director and writer of the film grew up.
Colin West and many of the people involved with the film have Columbus and Upper Arlington connections. West joined the audience virtually at the Saturday, February 25th screening of Linoleum at the Gateway Film Center for a Q&A session.
To purchase tickets to see Linoleum while it's in town, visit gatewayfilmcenter.org.
The teen drama/adventure series Outer Banks has taken the world by storm when they came out with their first season in April 2020. They just dropped their third season on Thursday, February 23rd.
Beyoncé made history on February 5th by winning 4 awards at the Grammys, taking her to a total of 32 Grammy Awards. Despite her big wins, Beyoncé fans voiced concerns that despite having her albums nominated 4 times, her albums have fallen to white artists. This year, Harry Styles won Album of the Year for his third album, Harry's House. Kim Petras also made Grammy history by being the first transgender woman to win an award in the Best Pop Duo Group Performance category. Viola Davis earned the coveted EGOT status, becoming the third Black woman in history to achieve this. She earned her first Grammy this year for her performance of the audiobook in her memoir, Finding Me.
Since Wednesday Addams premiered on Netflix in November, it became the second most popular English language series, with 1.02 billion hours viewed. In January, actor Percy Hines-White, who portrayed Xavier Thrope in the series, has been accused of sexual assault by multiple women on social media after a tweet detailing White's behavior. This sparked other women to come forward telling their stories regarding White's behavior. As stories and screenshots flood Twitter, fans are asking for his removal on the show as the hashtag #CancelPercy gains momentum.
Customs and Border Protection found a young dolphin skull and luggage at Detroit Airport on February 6. While routinely inspecting international luggage, CBP confiscated the skull, and the Fish and Wildlife Service has taken it into further investigation. NBC News quoted Port Director of CBP, Robert Larkin, stating, "We take wildlife smuggling seriously." CBP encourages travelers to stay informed about regulations before they try and smuggle wildlife items, to avoid penalties, seizures, and even arrest. Thanks for tuning in for UA Live. We'll see you next time with more local stories reported on by Upper Arlington High School broadcasting students.